Because the times
Woke up this morning thinking about
Those summer days.
best friend got caught up when I stayed in Douglasville. Doing something stuff by myself. I'm a
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we got breaking down Dawn FM from the weekend. Shout out to my boy at Middle 8. Let's get into the video. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe. What's your favorite song from the album? Let me know in the comments below.
Breaking Down Dawn
Break it
FM
down.
is sponsored by CuriosityStream. Sign up for CuriosityStream using the link in the description, and you also get access to my video streaming service, Nebula. By the conclusion of After Hours, The Weeknd was left paralyzed by the weight of his own emotions. He had failed to free himself of his perpetual cycle of love and loss, only continuing to live up to the duality of his musical moniker, The Weeknd, and its promise of pleasure, romance, and late-night antics, but also The Weeknd, in regards to the emotional toll his destructive lifestyle seems to have on him. But after the darkness must come the dawn. Dawn FM finds Abel fighting to free himself once and for all. Unpacking former regrets, understanding childhood trauma, and being emotionally vulnerable all lead Abel one step closer towards the light. The real question is where he'll end up in the aftermath. Should it be heaven or hell? Let's tune into Abel's latest broadcast
Y'all seen that, right?
and break down Dawn FM.
Just saying, man. Dawn FM.
Bled dry by the sinful behaviors of After Hours, Dawn FM picks up the following morning, with The Weeknd alone again. But this time, it's a choice, as we follow Abel into a sort of purgatory, a journey of self-discovery taking the form of an hour-long radio broadcast.
You are now listening to 103.5 Dawn FM. You've been in the dark for way too long.
It's 5 a.m. my time again. I'm calling and you know it's me.
It's not uncommon for The Weeknd to be making calls this early in the morning. He's yearning for a darkly sensual night of sex and drugs, just to feel something.
I'm pushing myself further. I'm just trying to feel my heartbeat beat.
It's this kind of instant gratification that's left him so lonely by the end of every one of his albums. High and quickly dozing off, he's just wishing someone were there to save him in case of an accidental overdose. And if the worst were to happen, he instructs his fling on how to get rid of his body.
Just wrap my body in these sheets and pour out the gasoline.
Abel's lost faith in an afterlife, but he also sees no hope in living. He's obsessing over nihilistic thoughts, searching for a reason to live.
In this game called life, we are not.
We're not.
After pouring himself a cup of mushroom tea, Abel decides to reminisce over where his relationships frequently go wrong.
I'd like to see you try unpacking thoughts through tunnels in your mind.
Wanting to break free of his toxic nature, Abel's already thinking on how he would win over a new love's approval, and how to make it truly last.
How do I make you want me and make it last eternal?
It's not long before someone comes along and sweeps him off his feet, and it sounds like the feeling is mutual.
Baby says, take my breath away and make it last forever.
She says exactly
I
what
like
he
that.
wanted to hear in the
I wish
previous
my voice
track,
was a little higher.
that he's
I'm gonna
wanted
go.
and always will be.
Like a single
Abel then
better.
deals with his usual dilemma, whether he wants to sacrifice his freedom for this love, or retain it for more of his after-hour antics.
I don't wanna sacrifice for your love. I try.
He refuses to fully commit himself to a monogamous relationship, instead outlining boundaries for something more akin to fuck buddies.
Break you down and pick you up and fuck like we are friends. But don't be catching feelings. Don't be out here.
This is where things typically begin to go south. The Weeknd throws up a wall just as the fling begins to grow into something more. It's a cycle he's keen to end, and turns to legendary producer Quincy Jones for some words of wisdom.
And if you weren't raised, you don't know how to raise, you know? I just did the best thing I could.
Quincy mentions the long-lasting influence his mother's absence had on his life and love relationships. Growing up without a father, it's a wound Abel is attempting to heal from himself.
Whenever I got too close to the woman, I would cut her off. Part of that was vindictive and partially based on fear.
As an only child, Abel was raised by his mother and grandmother.
Grandma, yeah.
When his parents separated, Abel's father would start a new family and was seldom seen afterwards.
There comes a time in a man's life where he must take responsibility.
The reason for his cold-hearted ways has dawned on Abel. His shameful coping mechanisms were rooted in trauma.
There's so much trauma in my life.
No commercial.
Your work
Just
can
whatever.
feel much smoother with Monday.com Work
Got
OS.
my big old head right here.
This
On the
smooth.
side. I'm gonna just click and then drag right back down over here. And yes, that's FL Studios in the back if you are asking. Yes, it is.
The Weeknd's abandonment issues lead him to never fully commit to or abandon relationships when they begin getting serious. And when he finally decides on what he wants, he's usually a tad too late.
Said I'm too late to make you mine at a time.
His love interest typically has already moved on, leaving Abel to beg for her to change her mind and tell her that he'll be waiting for her.
Baby, I'll treat you right. And I love you like I should have loved you all the time.
It's at about the midway point of this journey when Dawn FM's radio host encourages Abel to not give up hope.
Soon you'll be healed, forgiven, and refreshed, free from all trauma, pain, guilt, and shame. You may
Even with some new insight into his emotional damage, the King of the Fall can't help being pulled towards a new love interest. Again.
Told myself that I'd never fall, but here we go again. Ooh.
He warns this girl of his apprehension to commitment and the internal fear that either of their feelings could change at any moment.
Although this love is strong to me, some things can change, go wrong with me. We don't know how it's going to be. Forever is too long to me.
Don't make me make you fall in love with a secret like me. Nobody needs to fall in love.
So Abel attempts to fend off this budding relationship and keep things friendly. He's self-aware of his detrimental cycles and warns this lover of what may happen if the pair advanced any further.
I'll get clumsy and tear it apart. I love you so, but we can't get close.
Where Abel would much rather keep things on a more surface level to avoid either of them catching feelings, this love isn't so interested in simply being friends with benefits.
You don't wanna have sex as friends no more. Friends no more. Ooh. Tell me the truth, baby girl. Who else been with you?
But it's Abel who ends up catching feelings. He's apprehensive in losing this woman's interest, but also grows suspicious that she may be hiding something.
Is there someone else or not? 'Cause I wanna keep you close.
Heartbreakingly, Abel believes he doesn't deserve loyalty since he's never returned this sentiment himself. But now
I'm
when the
gonna say
Weeknd
something
truly
that
wants to change for the better, his
Yeah.
actions keep affecting the future he's trying to shape, keeping him a prisoner of his old ways.
I don't want to be a prisoner to who I used to be. I swear.
Abel has left behind broken hearts and shattered souls in his wake. But in the serenade's Starry Eyes, Abel proclaims honest intentions towards his dream girl.
Let me love you. Let me love you like you need.
The Weeknd begins facing his fear, choosing to settle down and understanding that entering into any new relationship can be terrifying.
Every angel is terrifying.
Abel has entered the afterlife, a life after the party and fleeting romances for what he believes to be his angel.
The exotic, bizarre, and beautiful world of afterlife. And this is your invitation to enter.
He's absolutely
Oh, yeah,
mesmerized
I've
by
seen
this
the
woman,
Afterlife,
convinced she
like,
could do
yeah.
him no harm now that his intentions are pure.
I think that you would die for me. Destiny. And this time I know for sure.
Although his deep-rooted fear of abandonment lingers.
Don't break my heart. Don't let me down. Please.
And rightfully so. Abel's earlier suspicions have been confirmed. This woman was concealing something critical.
Heard you're married, girl. And I knew that this was too good to be true.
Deceiving two individuals, she just gave Abel a very good reason to end their relationship.
I can't be with you. No, I can't be with you. You're too deceiving, girl. 'Cause I like you. I got nothing to hide.
Even even after his most sincere attempt at love yet, The Weeknd is still left alone again. He asks this woman for some sort of compromise, noting that he sees a bit of her nefarious ways in himself.
'Cause you were just like me before. Now you rather leave me.
But she's gone, leaving Abel feeling frozen and holding on to his cold heart.
I'll always be less than zero.
On Dawn FM, The Weeknd enters a purgatory state, a meditative environment in the form of a fictional radio program. While there, he unpacks previous regrets and the mistreatment of past partners. He faces down his deep-seated emotional trauma brought on by the absence of a father figure, and he even gives true love a chance only to be double-crossed and have it stripped away from him. The perpetual cycle of love and loss continues, but he's been reborn, moving towards the light and healing from the scars of his past, searching for an emotional connection, but being fully aware of the pain that often comes along with it. So where does The Weeknd end up? Heaven or hell? It's still uncertain, but it's dawned on Abel that if he wants to find true love, he has to first find it within himself. Or in other words,
You gotta be heaven to see heaven.
thanks for watching, ladies and gents. Like the video if you like.
I was gonna say, fuck, what I was about to say. I was thinking, new generation of love. It's so weird. Like, people are so complex now. Like, I know people always been complex, but when it comes to love in this country, women and men are just, it's crazy. Like, you literally have to be yourself. You can't fuck up. You can't hide nothing. Because I seen it from, like, on my own experiences. The truth will set you free. The truth always come out sooner or later. If the truth don't come out, it's okay. Because some things, my dad say, sometimes people fuck up. And some things you just take to the grave. If you really, But if you fucked up, tell people you fucked up, though. If you love that person, you might not say it now. But over time, tell me, yeah, I did that. I was stupid. But you love me still. You cared about me. If I never said nothing, you never. I ain't saying that, but me, I wouldn't cheat. Well, I did, but it was complex. It was like emotional, not physical. Well, one's more physical, but still. I'm just saying. I had to learn for myself. I'm just 19. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids, they in complex relationships. I see it all the time. One thing I tell people is just do what makes you happy. I can't fully be your father. I can't be your full guide on love because I don't even know fully myself. I don't know what it's like to be married. I don't know what it's like to be with someone every day and care about them and just, because I don't live with no one. I'm a mom. So I don't fully know, if that makes sense. Like, I do because that's my mom, but it's different when it's actually your lover. You live with them every day through everything. The good, the bad, and the ugly. That being said, what's your favorite song from Dawn FM, from The Weeknd, or The Weeknd? Don't forget. And shout out to Middle 8. Y'all let me know in the comments below favorite song. That being said, peace. Stay tuned to the next video.
Tauruio the poet.